consider to find out what's your target market. You can use occupation, education, religion, even race, and nationality. All these things, they depend on the problem that you are solving in the solution. There are some solutions which are mostly attractive to the white community or to first world countries. And there are also some solutions which are most likely to be bought by Africans. So all these characteristics, they will help you to design your solution. Do we have any questions so far? Do you think religion is important when it comes to finding your target market? Do you think religion is important when it comes to... So these are also some of the examples. There are still examples finding your things that you should consider when you are... Do you think religion researching about your target market? In the second section, we are still on market description. The examples. So first we are describing target market, and then secondly we describe the market size and the market value. And please note, this is totally different from your industry analysis, because on industry analysis, you are doing the market size for the whole industry. Now you are doing research for your market. Let's say, for an example, maybe you find out that your target market are school children, high school scholars or primary scholars in urban areas. That means your market size, you now try to find the population of school children, maybe in Harare. Maybe you are targeting Harare. So now your market size would be the population of school children in Harare. So that's what you are telling us here. You are telling us the total addressable market. The total addressable market. That's what you are now telling us. What's the size of that target market? So also research about the expected market penetration or adoption rate. How easy will your target market adapt or adopt to your solution? Then you can also calculate your market volume and market value using those calculations, and also research about the projected market share for your target market. So this is for your target market, is the market size for your target market and market value for your target market. And then the third section, still on describing our market, we would want to demonstrate industry understanding and show the past developments in terms of the markets that you are addressing. Is there some solutions that have been implemented before in that targeted area, in that targeted market? And research all these aspects. What is the technological trends, and what are their limitations? What are some of the regulations that affect the market that you are targeting? So do we understand what we are trying to achieve on this section? Do we see the difference from the industry analysis that we did in chapter 1? So that was market description. And now we want to know who are our competitors. We want to analyze and compare ourselves to competitors so that we can find our competitor advantage. We can see how unique are we, so that we can find reasons why should customers buy from us, why should customers leave their existing solutions and buy into our solution. That is for competitor analysis. And for us to do that, we look at we compare using different criterias when we are doing competitor analysis. We want to know what service are they providing, what are their strengths and weaknesses. And make sure you list, let's say, 4 competitors so that your document remains short and concise. So let's work with 4 competitors. Put 4 competitors for your business. Competitors, these are companies that are offering the same service as yours. And please try to look for local competitors. There is no such business which doesn't have competitors. Others, they say, our solution is unique, it's new. Hakuna ari kuzviita, we are the first. There are some who are doing similar work. Maybe they may be using traditional methods. That's your competition. So look for local businesses that are offering the same service and compare with your business. So you can compare using pricing. What are their pricing? What are their prices? Let's say for the same service, what's their pricing approach? Are they offering something at a lower price or medium price? Do they offer discounts? And also the location of your competitors is also essential. So you need also to look for what they are doing in terms of advertising and promotions. See how they are doing it. And you can do that in form of a table like this one, where you give us the name of the company and note down the service they are offering. Also include their target market. An example is maybe a certain business is targeting a rural market, and then so it will help you to see how you can be different from them in their approach, in your approach. Also highlight their strengths and weaknesses, and why would customers choose them? Why do customers continue to subscribe to them? And jot down what you think is your advantage over them. Are we together? Then
Yes, ma'am.
on SWOT analysis, I'm sure you did that during your part 1 studies. These are strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and strengths. So if you look closely, what we have been doing is we have described our market, we have analyzed our competitors. Now we want to analyze ourselves as a business. That's SWOT analysis. We want to evaluate the internal and external factors affecting our business. And this is an example of a SWOT analysis for Airbnb. And one of their strengths is a strong global brand. I'm sure we all know Airbnb, and it's all over the world. So it's a strength. So these are some of these are just examples. You can find strengths that align with your solution or with your business. So do we have someone maybe who is willing to tell us what's your business strengths? Give us one example of a business strength. So these are for Airbnb. Please do not copy and paste. Look for your own strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. An example of a weakness is lack of funds. Some of your ideas require huge amounts of funding. So you can write it as a weakness. And then you can also find your strength that includes, for example, government regulations and some economic fluctuations. For an example, maybe in Zimbabwe, we have got high rate issues, the ZiG versus the US dollar. So those are some of your threats. And an example of opportunities is maybe you find out that in some parts of Zimbabwe, maybe in remote areas, there is no access to a service that you are providing. So it can be an opportunity for you to expand to other regions. That is for SWOT analysis. And you draft a table like this and jot down your SWOT. Here you are just analyzing your business. And again, if you have done your feasibility study and asked industry experts and asked your customers, they would have told you that your idea, it has got a gap here, or it is brilliant in this way. Then you will know your strengths, opportunities, and weaknesses and threats. So you see how important is the feasibility study. We don't want you to just assume or Google stuff. You need to use a combination of sources and research thoroughly. Then we move on to sales and marketing. Do we understand the difference between sales and marketing? I'm sure it's one of the first questions that I asked you when we started this lecture. And usually in organizations, this is usually a department of its own, sales and marketing, because they are closely intertwined. They work together like that. And sales is the goal for marketing. So marketing is the process for us to get the sales. Here you are now putting your objectives. Remember in chapter 1, there's a section where you put business goals. Those were overall business goals. Now we are focusing on marketing objectives. So even if let's say you had put profitability goals in chapter 1, it's still fine if you put them here, because profitability also is an objective for marketing. So you can put your profitability goals, sales volume, market share, and customer growth awareness. Or maybe you want to reach out to, how many customers do you want to reach out to? If you have awareness campaigns that you want to do, tell us how many awareness campaigns that you want to do and how many people do you want to reach out to, and where is that. Put a date so that your objectives become specific, measurable, and they've got a time stamp. So avoid goals like in 12 months or in 2 years we want to do this and that, because we don't know what in 2 years what is it like. If someone gets to read your business plan next year and they come across an objective written in 2 years, will they have an idea of when is the 2 years and when was the business plan written? So we need a date so that we will clearly see where we are going. And these are some of the examples again for sales and marketing objectives. For an example, if you want to achieve brand loyalty, developing interest, onboarding people on your platform, etc. So you can also draft a table like this to categorize your goals in terms of profitability, market share, customer retention, and these are some of the examples. And make sure your goals or your objectives, you understand them and they are reasonable. For an example, on market share, people want to grab a certain percentage of the market share. You need to at least calculate and have a rough idea of what that market share means. For an example, if you say you want to reach a market share of at least 10% by 31 December 2028, you know your market size from your section 3.2, where you where you did research and maybe you identified that you are targeting school children and maybe you are targeting primary school children. Then you make a research to see that maybe in Zimbabwe there are 1 million school children that you are targeting. And of that 1 million, you are saying you want to get 10% by 31 December 2025. This is just a rough idea. We just want to get a rough idea of how many students do we want to are we targeting? And you then see, is it possible for you to onboard such a number of students within that time frame? So make sure the objectives that you are writing, you understand them. Most of them, you will revise them. When we reach to chapter 5, where we will be drafting our financial projections, we will revise some of these goals. Maybe you realize that those 10,000 sales are not enough for you to make a profit that you want to achieve. So we will revise them. For now, we are just estimating. So this is how you write your sales and marketing objectives. Then lastly, we go on to find out the strategies, because now we have done research about our market. We now know what our market looks like. We now know our competitors and our competitive advantage over them. We have now done analysis about ourselves. We know our strengths, opportunity, and threats. We have set our goals, our marketing goals. Now we want to formulate strategies. These strategies should align with everything that we have written from 3.1 to 3.4. The strategies will align to our goals. Those strategies also depend on our strengths. You cannot formulate a strategy that requires probably a certain strength that you don't have, or a strategy that will expose you to more threats, or a strategy that is similar to your competitors. So we need to formulate a strategy in such a way that it differentiates us from the competition, and it also aligns to our market, to our target market. So now we do marketing strategy, section 3.5. These are known as the marketing mix. So the marketing mix, there are 4 common P's, which are product, pricing, price, and promotion. Those are usually your pricing strategies. And can we all see clearly? So this is an example of how you write your marketing mix or your marketing strategies. You can write as a table, or you can write in paragraphs, depending on whatever way you see that is most appropriate. So here you put your service. Since you are providing a service, we are now formulating a strategy on how we can design and differentiate you from the existing solutions. And a tip that I can give you here is, please make an effort to research about the human-centered design or design thinking approach. If we heard about it, about it. Can you please share from your understanding what
approach and
yes or human centered design.
also